Welcome back to Sailing Trilleen. I confess that in the last period since I posted a video, I've been really rubbish at filming. My excuse is that almost every day that I've been on the boat and working, we've been using a lot of resin or other very sticky substances, and because those of you who will know me well know that I am somewhat clumsy and capable of putting my fingers where I don't entirely mean to put them. I am very nervous about working with resin around my favourite lenses because I would much rather not put resin on my lenses, because that would kind of be the end of them and that would be unfortunate. So that's my excuse. In practice, it's actually been because we've been really busy and lots of little projects and not so little projects have been coming to conclusions. One of the things that we were using resin on was the window interior clamps. So these clamps hold the windows in to the outside of the hull from the inside of the hull, and the insides of those clamps, the ones that go up against this deck head here, were somewhat corroded, so they needed to be filled with an epoxy resin and then sanded down so that they were smooth again. What we also did was fill the holes with epoxy so that we can drill through the epoxy, so that when the screws go back through, firstly they've got a nice new hole to go through, and secondly there should be a layer of plastic between them and the aluminium, so there should be no further corrosion, which will be excellent news. What else has been going on? Well, the engine water circuit, that is the cooling circuit, the raw water cooling circuit, we found that it was a bit coked up and there was quite a lot of what I might politely call crud in the channels. So that's been largely taken apart and rodded out to make sure that there's a free flow of cooling water around the engine when it runs under load. The thermostat that controls how much cooling water passes around the engine was also not working very well, so we got a new one of those on order, and then we should be able to bolt the whole engine back together again and have it working in its final operating condition, which will be fantastic. I've been running cables around the boats, so these are the sort of enabling works that will allow for the power to run from the batteries to the cables that I showed you in the last video. So this is more like the mains grid, if you like, rather than the household wiring. And I've also been making up the switch panel, and I'll try and show you some of that actually, so that the switch bays will fit into the side of the chart table in a nice neat way. Yesterday I had to pop back to Southampton for some resupplies, and I took the advantage of the visit to pop into a well-known Swedish retailer of flat pack furniture and to collect some containers for parts that I need to keep on the boat and which have been spreading themselves, I think would be a fair term, all over the boat. So I am in the exciting position of now being able to decide where I put stuff on the boat and organise the lockers for the tools. It's an early step to organising how the boat will finally be, but it is an important step because it allows me to refine what stuff is going to stay on the boat and what stuff is going to be kept off the boat, and to go forward from there. Very shortly after that piece of film was shot, my filming for the week came to a crash stop. The filming came to a crash stop because quite literally I came to a crash stop in my power chair. Power chair was whizzing along quite happily when suddenly it just stopped. I was fortunate not to be thrown face first onto the pavement, actually. It was quite sudden. And the support system, the control system for the power chair, was showing an error I'd never seen before, an RNet 1504 error, I would have you know, which, when after much poking around on the internet, corresponds to a solenoid problem. So with the help of some very kind people, including my hosts and my care team here in Southampton, I got rescued and my power chair got rescued and came back to Southampton, which is why there is not much film this week. So in the interim, I have managed to get my chair booked in with a local mobility company, and also I have made an appointment with Gerald Simmons, a wheelchair retailer who I've used in the past, to look at powered attachments for my manual chair when I go sailing, because as I've mentioned before, my power chair won't be coming with me. It's just way too big. Unfortunately, one of the reasons that I thought it was okay to be coming back to Southampton for a few days then got cancelled, which was the meeting with the NHS about my future care. That was really unfortunate because I might have gone back to the island earlier. And as I edit this piece now, I'm thinking about when I'll go back, and I'm hoping to get back for Thursday evening racing and for some of the weekend sailing, and also to get back to Trilleen. Thank you for watching this video. If you're enjoying it, please do click like or leave a positive comment on YouTube. Subscribing to the YouTube channel also helps, and will make sure that you don't miss out on any future episodes. Thank you again,